take you for a little trip today. A little trip around one of my favourite riding routes. It's got a couple of names that people that use it regularly given it. We've got the Burrington Ring, the Cheddar Loop. My favourite one, which I've only heard recently, is the Mendip TT. And it is just a lovely stretch of road. Please do not expect to have blurred out speedos and blurred out trees whizzing past. I'm not that sort of rider. But I'm going to show you a bit of this part of the West Country that the vast majority of motorcyclists enjoy riding on. And while I do it, I thought I might go through my rather limited motorcycle history. So while I was growing up, I had no interest in bikes whatsoever. Didn't ride off-road, didn't have a field bike, didn't have a moped. And then when I moved to Weston, I just had this idea that I could buy myself a motorbike and start riding. Didn't even know how the gears worked. I could drive a car, but not a clue on how to ride a bike. At that time, all I needed was a car license, and I could drive a 125 on L plates. So I bought a Suzuki RG 125 and absolutely loved it. I genuinely thought I was Kevin Schwantz, which at that time he was one of the top Suzuki rider in GP racing. So yeah, I had that for probably a good year actually. And then I bought a brand new Yamaha TDR 125, which was, I think they call them super motards. Very underrated motorcycle, very underrated. Actually quite quick, passed my test on it, had it de-restricted, could comfortably do 85 miles an hour on it. And it was a really comfortable ride. It was a bigger bike, it wasn't like the 125s that were really small, it was a bigger 125, it was comfortable. And it was dead simple to ride. So I thought I'd probably keep that de-restricted after passing my test for a little while, get some experience, which is what I did. And then a week after passing my test, I traded it in for a Yamaha Diversion 600, which at the time I thought was the best thing ever. This was a proper big bike. And in fair, I already cut my teeth on it. It was probably a very good first big bike to own. Nice and safe, nice and comfortable, wasn't going to bite you every time you touched it. It was not a bad little bike actually. Kept that for about a year I think, and then traded up to a Kawasaki GPX 750, which was a quick bike. It was a 1985 model, the exact colour you can see on the screen now, and that was fun to ride. I got my all-time land speed record on that thing. I kept that for a good while. I really enjoyed riding it, and then thought I wanted something a bit more sports based, so I traded it in and bought a ZXR 400, which was okay. I didn't feel comfortable on it. I think there must have been something wrong with it, because I didn't feel at all comfortable on it. It's one of those where you just don't really sit happily with a bike. I don't know if anything was bent, or you know, I had proper Bridgestone tyres on it, the ones at the time that everyone thought were the best ones to have, the BT56s, but it just wasn't what I expected. So then I decided to trade that in for a new bike and bought a Yamaha TRX 850. I wanted a Ducati, couldn't afford one, huge fan of Carl Fogarty. The closest thing I could get was going to be a big twin Yamaha, and that was a great bike. I threw the first one down the road while commuting to work in Bristol, and thankfully I got away with some very, very minor injuries. I mean, very minor injuries. but the bike was written off. So the insurance paid out for a new one. It took me a few months to get back into riding because I couldn't get gloves on. But when I did get back into riding, I didn't have the same level of love for it. The accident was my fault, no one else to blame. It was sheer stupidity, and I think it scared me a little bit. So I decided to get rid of that, and I took a little break. This was back in, I think, 1999. That break ended in 2018, where I thought, do you know what, I've missed it, I want to get back into it. So I went out, bought cash, a Yamaha TDM 900, cracking little bike. Well, I say little, it was a big bike, especially when you haven't had experience for a little while. And I started riding that. And that was such a fun, do anything bike. I always felt comfortable on Yamahas. I don't know what it is. Like some people, I think they have an allegiance to a particular brand. I'd had a lot of Yamahas and I'd never had a problem with them. I've enjoyed riding every single one of them. And then last year I came across this Saturn Bristol Kawasaki, and it's the Ducati Monster 821 stripe, and I saw it, fell in love with it, was in a position at my stage of life where I could afford to buy it, so I did, and I've had it now for about 12 months. I've got belts and tyres coming up soon, so I've got to get those sorted, but no, I bought it then. I've loved riding it ever since, and touch wood, even for a Ducati, it's a bit of a standing joke about Ducati's been fragile, but to be fair, since they got taken over by Lamborghini and Volkswagen in the early 2000s, the quality has been right up there. I mean, top level to match the Japanese in every single way, build quality, reliability. So it's been great. It's an outstanding bike. I've done a couple of thousand miles on it in the 12 months that I've had it, and it's been absolutely superb, and I love riding it. So that was basically part of the trip, maybe actually half the trip, and it's flown by. We've now got to the crossroads where we turn right and head down towards Cheddar. Just be careful, this is not a pleasant junction. You know it's not pleasant when you have a stop sign instead of a give way sign. A lot of people pass here so fast and you can't judge the speed they're going, so you have to be really on it. Really on it. The roads are actually a little bit busier than I thought they'd be. I know we're allowed out now, but this is quite a remote road. And there is a lot of traffic. It's not a problem. Everyone deserves to get out, even me. So that's my bike history. Short and sweet. Not had a bad bike. Possibly the ZXR 400, but you can't blame the bike for that. That's known as being a very, very good bike, a very capable track bike, but mine just wasn't up to the party. Let's just ease back a little bit, give myself a little bit of space. They've resurfaced this road just before the winter last year, and I'm sure you can see there's loads of grooves in it along the centre line of each lane, which just creates that wobble. Most motorcyclists will understand what I mean. If you get caught on a track, it starts to shimmy as you're trying to get in and out of it. But these roads are stunning. So many adjectives to describe them. Epic, stunning, beautiful, awesome, delicious. I think delicious. I like delicious. That's the word that I will use to describe these roads. My apologies if the sun's blinding the camera view. I hope the wind noise isn't too bad for you. This is probably the first time I've taken the bike out to carry out a vlog of any kind that I've got over sort of 40 miles an hour. Normally it's just a commute back and forth to work through Western Town Centre. But we'll see. It's quite loud in the helmet. I've got a Shark Squall helmet. Bought it because it's a foggy replica for the 20th anniversary of his 4 World Championship wins. But it is an inexpensive helmet. And then again, it's that thing where they all pass the same safety standards. You just pay extra for the lighter material, the different size of shells. So you know, if you buy a medium helmet, you don't have an extra large shell with a load of padding inside it. Thankfully I've got a big fat meathead, so I don't need a medium shell or a medium helmet. Now I have been told by some guys who brought their bikes up here yesterday that with the lack of traffic and lack of tourists in Cheddar Gorge, there's an awful lot more goats, so we might have a bit of a wildlife tour as well. But that's a good thing, unless I hit one. You're going to stop right there, okay? Thing is, if he's pulled over so that I can get past, I'm not going to be racing through here. Like I say, this surface has just been relaid last year. There was a whole load of gravel. I'm in jeans, so I'm not intending to do any scratching. Plus I'm way too old for that. Absolutely sublime. Sorry, delicious. The thing about when you sort of rider that I am, where you go out to enjoy the ride, enjoy the view and enjoy the journey, and not worry too much about getting to the destination quick is that you get to enjoy the scenery. Take your time, look at it. We all like to ride fast every now and then, but in reality, you miss an awful lot when you do that because you're focusing on the 20 yards of track in front of you and you don't see what's around you. So we're actually just dropping down now into Cheddar Gorge. When we go around the next couple of corners, I'll start to see the rock formation. And I see the tourists are back. Why not? It's a beautiful area to get exercise. Why shouldn't they? If they're allowed to. Stick by the guidelines. They have been closing this road off for weekends to try and stop tourists coming up and down, to try and stop bikes, cars coming up and down. Goats. Lots of goats. There are a lot of bikes out. It is that desperation to get out. See the gorge there in all its prehistoric beauty. Some idiots, don't you? I think. I'm sure someone's proud of what they do. Cheddar, home of famous cheese. And if you ever get a chance to come down here, there are some amazing flavoured cheeses to try and to buy. This is quieter than I thought. I thought a lot of people would be parked up here walking around the village because the village is so beautiful. So beautiful. So I'll probably call this vlog then. I'm still a fair ways from home, but I'll probably split it into two. So I'm going to leave you guys. Thanks for staying with me. Hope you like the route. Hope my bike ownership history isn't too embarrassing. But I'll leave you here. I hope you see me soon.